One. Welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so-called African American didn't get to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the indigenous one. And here today, we're having the princess of the Accawmacke village come and talk to us about her upcoming event up in Virginia in about 3 weeks. So she's here to talk about that, and she's also here to let us know what it's all about and why these type events are necessary. Lisa, the floor is yours.
Hey, Oseo, thank you so much for having me here, the Accawmackes represented on your show. I appreciate you so much. Carrie, because you always down for the cause. And the summit is coming up. I'm really excited. We're also really excited. Um, it is a very, very tremendous undertaking. My sister said every time I'm on here, I look tired. I am tired because this is just a lot of work, and the work is just nonstop. So I actually work, but then again, I have to get the stuff together. So I'm constantly talking to people, and so in this kind of situation, what I'm trying to do is bring together people who understand that we are the indigenous people, along with people who are my indigenous Accawmacks who don't quite understand it yet, or just beginning to understand who we are, so that we can all come to this great understanding of who we are and move forward. In addition, one of the main things about this is we have to change the way we move in the world. And by doing a summit like this, like it was done last year, it was extremely expensive. It's a very, when you do it, the tickets, even if we sell them, they're not expensive. And even if you sell them, it doesn't even compensate for the undertaking of doing it right and having your stuff together and having tents and having decorations and having, actual, artifacts and educational boards for people to look at, and just renting a house, renting equipment if you need it, getting a DJ, getting a musician, getting a drummer, whatever you're bringing into the situation. A lot of it all adds up to money, more money, everything. So and doing this is not about is it's about a loss. It's an extreme big waste and loss of money. Okay, I just let you know from the jump, this is a big loss. It's a big L for the Accawmacks. But because what it ends up doing is that you end up spending so much money that you don't even have a chance. Like last year, I didn't have a chance to even like sell something that I make or sell my jewelry or get that stuff together because I'm so busy trying to orchestrate everything else, that your own stuff that you could actually maybe make some money from, you don't even have it together. You don't have the money to get the t-shirts made. You have the money. That's the kind of thing that ends up happening. It's a very big undertaking. And so that's enough of that talk. What I want you to know is that the reason that is being done is because people, we need to make a stand. You can't sit around and talk on the internet all the time about the same old thing. It's really crazy because what I'm finding now is there's such an increase in groups and little subsets that these new groups popping up, instead of knowing like a Carrie Davis, they ain't never even heard of Carrie Davis. Carrie's been doing this for a very long time. A lot of people have been doing this have been, spreading this information for a very long time. And a lot of the new ups, the younger folk, don't know anything about it. So what ends up happening is that they are like recreating the wheel. They don't have the structure and foundation of listening to those who walked this path, you know, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? And so I just find that to be sad, and I find that to be indicative of this whole information time that we have, where everybody is able to create their own little clique and their own little sections. Like I spent today just trying to send notices to all the groups, the indigenous Indian groups, blah 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 blah, that's on Facebook that I'm a member of. And it took me all day. My whole day was just putting this ad on these different, that's how many groups there are. That's crazy. Some of them have 2,000 members, 3,000 members, some have 1,000, some have 33 members, some have 7 members. But all these different fractions, that's not unity. That's not unity. African Americans Ain't African has 30,000 members, yet there are people that never heard of it. That's crazy, y'all. I don't understand how this is even happening. Like, it just is crazy. So it shows you that how are we going to be able to be a force to be reckoned with? How are we able to ever be taken seriously to be a power in our own nation if we don't have unity? You can't do it without unity. So the summit was started last year because, I was like, I know I need to show unity for the Accawmackes as a people, and we need to show unity as an indigenous people. So I was like, I got to do it. And it was like, it wasn't even me. It was the ancestors. I was like, last year, I was pretty much possessed for about 6 months by the ancestors. I didn't know what I was doing. Whatever they told me to do, I was doing, and I didn't understand it. I was absolutely in a trance. And I was able to put that thing together in like inside of 5 months. I think I came up with the idea at the end of the beginning of June, and we had the summit last October, and just again we're having it in October. But this year, I didn't have as much, with the COVID and me moving all over the place. I didn't have as much time to focus on promoting it as I did last year. I had time to promote it, or try to promote it anyway. But this time it's like people are a little bit like, they don't know about travel, they don't know about going outside. People were scared of face masks and all this it's a little weird time. And also, people's money are funny. I was talking to some of my council members. I was like, people still do not have jobs. Like, you may have a job, this one may have a job, but a lot of people ain't got their jobs back, and they not coming back. That's what we have to have an understanding of. So with this summit, money is not the object. Like, if you don't have the money to come to the summit to pay for a ticket, that's not the issue. That should not stop you. You can come if you don't have ticket money. Okay? Because it's more important to be able to share this information with people than a ticket, than $1. Okay? Because really, like I said, I'm not going to make anything back, or it's never going to really compensate for what. This is a total donation. Another thing is, we need to understand that, it's very important for our young people to understand about this, because, and I'm thinking like people that are under 21 and 20 to 30s, these are the people that really need to understand what it is to be an Indian, and what opportunities lay before us to claim who we are. Not buy land collectively. Like, I see people, talking about, yeah, let's buy. Okay, yeah, that's great, buying land, but guess what? They owe us land. No, not even they owe us. We actually have land. A lot of people actually know that they have land, but they don't want to deal with their family, or they don't want to deal with whatever factors are out there. But as we start to win and doing it, others will win. The Accawmacks are fighting to get what we have. So others should fight for what they have. As goes the Accawmacks, goes everybody. Okay, because if we can do it, anybody can do it. If others can do it, we can do it. We need to change the way we look at things. We need to change the way we look at things. Our destruction has been our hate and our lack of unity for one another. Yes, exactly, colored tie. That's exactly it. That exactly is the problem. It is the fact that we don't have our unity. We oppress ourselves with that. The fact that we talk so badly about each other, that we tear each other up, that we're competitive and petty, and we feel like, well, I'm gonna do this better. I'm gonna do, we're critical. that's not a spirit that we used to function under, believe it or not. Things are forgotten so quickly, believe it or not. We didn't used to do that. Not even when my dad, okay, I must say, I'm older, and my dad was way older. He was born in 1927. Most of the people, don't have that kind of a, older parent. But, with him being born in 1927 and being a World War II veteran, he was of the people that helped each other. He was that last generation that they worked together, they built together, they encouraged each other. He's the one, by listening to what he did, I was like, that's how y'all used to move? What happened to us? Because me, myself, have a lot of cousins. Because that generation, that World War II generation, had a lot of kids. So most of my aunts and uncles and other people that are in their 50s have this experience where they have, 8, 10 cousins with 8, 10, 12 people in their family, right? So we had lots of cousins. And then my generation turned around and had 1 or 2 kids or none. So nobody has cousins like that anymore, right? We met, when people talk about we messed it up. I feel like we messed it up. That's what I feel. And I feel like for me, it's my responsibility to kind of help to bring us back. Somehow, and the fact that I have all these cousins who I actually like and love. Like I have good cousins that I actually like and love. And we kind of let ourselves just kind of get, separated from each other. And that's partially, that's our fault. It's my fault. See, you can't fix anything if you don't see yourself as part of the problem. I had this conversation before on Carrie's show. If you do not see yourself as part of the problem, you can't fix anything. So the first thing I'm doing is trying to bring everybody together. If I got to spend an hour or 2 on the phone with my cousins at a time and try to talk to them about this indigenous thing and how we need to get together, I got to do it. If I have to rent a house so I can get my little cousins, my little, second removed cousins, the cousins of my cousins and their kids and their little grandkids, they're not little, they're in their 30s, but they're like my second cousins. They're younger cousins. They're sub-cousins. They're the grandchildren of my cousins. If I got to sit up there and try to get them there, figure out a way to get them to the summit, that's the kind of stuff we have to do for each other. Because somehow everybody didn't get the same hand up and the same, everybody didn't get the same. And so, and what we used to do was we used to reach back. We're supposed to reach back. It's so bad now. I sit up there and say to my cousin, to him, hey, I got a place for you to stay. I got a house for you to stay. I'll try to get you a ride there. They don't trust it. They don't even know how to act. They are not even willing to receive that. Is that not crazy how bad it is? Like, I want everyone to know about the fact of who we are, how we can organize, and the fact that we can build businesses, we can actually get grant money, fix up houses, get our land back, grow crops, do whatever. You can be in a city and daggone open up your own indigenous thing there. I mean, you don't have to literally be a rural Indian. You could be an urban Indian. But however you want to roll with this, we have the actual rights to roll with it. We just got to get together, organize, and claim it. And if you can't even pay for somebody to come together, they're not going to come together. Come on, y'all. What is that about, Carrie?
When you said the World War II veterans, the people born for World War II, they were they had a whole bunch of kids.
Right.
So,
sure did.
But let's take it back before there.
Mm-hmm.
The generation before them, they had a lot more kids than they had. So you see, the World War II, your mother and father, my mother, then us, it's getting smaller. The numbers getting smaller. And that's how we really should know we are under attack and stop fucking around and unite, because this really isn't a joke. What you're saying, because you're looking baffled. You're looking like, I can't believe this. I'm telling people I'm doing all of this. And like you said, the financial is economic on your part.
Right.
Plus, you won't get no support. We don't support that. All those other groups that you saying, we all can't come together and put this together. That's how we should be operating. We're not operating like that. And it's because it's what you said. What has happened to us. So it's squeezing down, and the last people like you, we gotta have and you're doing it, that united front. When you standing up, damn it, we ain't going out like that.
Right. And you have to be able to take a punch, because you're gonna get punched. You're gonna like I sit there and say, hey, I got a nice house for y'all to stay in, if you and if you need a way up, I can help you with a rental or something. I want you to be able, or gas money or whatever. Like, I want y'all to make it to this, okay? I want y'all to get a hand up in the world. I want to change your situation. I want to see if we can change it. You know what I'm saying? But even if that doesn't appeal to people, I don't understand it. But I think it's because, first of all, we don't trust each other. We are so distrustful. We are so I don't know. It's just it's pathological how bad it is. And that's what you call it. Hawk Striker said, we say things we can't take back. Well, we do say the people we have terrible mouths. We can say some horrible things, but you know what? People say horrible things, right? And Lord knows I've had some horrible things said, and I've said some horrible things. However, it's up to you to let it be done. You know what I'm saying? You can either hold on to the injury, or you can just let it brush it off. Okay, and that's your decision. Right? We have to make a conscious decision to brush it off when someone injures us. It cannot be a wound that never heals. That's stupid. That's not how we are as people. We want to love everybody else and forgive it. Oh, but so what? He said we're black. And so what? He says you're not black if you don't vote this. And so what if he does all these stupid things and acts like a racist? We still want to kiss him. Why we forgive everybody else for their injustice and their daggone discrimination and hatred, and yet when we deal with each other, no, she said so and so. I never, no, never. Why is it always never when we deal with one another? Why can't we be like, you know what? The thing that happened at the summit last year, my sisters and I were not even speaking. We were not even speaking. I was so hurt by them. I was on antidepressives and stuff. Okay? When my dad passed. And they came together for me, but also I was willing to receive it. I was willing to receive it. They were really willing to give it. You have to be able to say, you know what? Yeah, they fucked up. Yeah, maybe I was fucked up. Maybe we all said some fucked up things to each other and did some really bad things. But we all need to be adults, and we need to rise above those injuries. That's what being an evolved people are. You want to be guys and goddesses. People want to call themselves chiefs and all this bullshit. You want to call yourself a fucking chief and all this other bullshit, but you can't act chiefly? Fuck you. You're stupid. You have to be on that level, first spiritually and mentally. You can't just claim that fucking title. That's stupid. You got to act it. You got to show it. You got to teach it.
Got to demonstrate it.
Exactly. How in the world? If you can't even get off your ass and come to one event in the year when you've been locked up in the house all damn year, what the fuck is wrong with you sitting on the damn internet playing at Indian? You're ridiculous. Oh, we gonna organize shit. You ain't organizing bullshit. You're not doing nothing. Because when the real people get together, they look each other in the eyeball, there's a magic and an energy that happens that you will never understand. You will never understand, right, Carrie? Wasn't that amazing?
And what came out of it, and when you talk to the people who was there last year and you asked them what did they do this whole year, is going to blow your mind. How their lives is transformed from being that couch potato, and how they're transforming into something else, doing something
Mm-hmm.
else.
Right.
It's a trip. It's a trip.
Yeah. Yes. It is. When you start to do something yourself, you become a catalyst for others. You
Yeah.
start them moving, okay? You start your family moving. You start your friends moving. You start people that don't even know you moving, okay? But by you sitting around and just talking and talking and not want to ever do anything, and maybe next year, that kind of stuff is ridiculous. Because guess what? They ain't planning on you being here next year. They're already dead. Going, have you seen Biden's live today? I get on him every time he's on Facebook Live, and I heckle him and I tell him he's talking about the African Americans going to be the first one to get the daggone vaccine injection. That's what he said. Yes, indeed. Our babies are a priority too, because they're more susceptible. Our babies and ourselves. Now you sitting up there talking about maybe next year. Boo, they ain't planning on you being here next year. They were planning on you being annihilated this year. Thank God they don't know one nigga from another, because they daggone killed all the Haitians and the Cubans and the Mexicans and every other brown person was getting it, but not you. We missed the bullet again. Very few of us got that shit. Very few.
What? I'm at a loss for words, because really, I mean, people I talk to, especially in my age group,
Yeah.
they are going right along with the plan. That Pied Piper of Hamlin, they're the children being led to the water. Okay?
Right.
There's no thinking. There's no looking, just sitting back, looking at the situation and looking at it.
Right. Right.
I see that happening.
We have to understand that, okay, like, we have to weigh the worth of it. Like, sometimes what we all that we weigh when we do stuff, when we're just basic ass people and not evolving people, is our ego, because that takes predominance over everything when we're basic. And people call each other basic, and they use that basic B thing, and they talk about that. But really, people are basic when they behave basically, and they just like, oh, it's all about my ego. So she hurt my feelings. She didn't recognize this. She didn't really thank me for this. She didn't do this for this. She had me out there like this. She didn't do. You see what I'm saying? It's all about the ego when you think like that. And really, what and when you sit up there and you want to rectify your injuries, that's all ego. Because really, it's you. You think about you. You ain't thinking about the greater good. The greater good means you sacrifice your ego. That means, even though I think this was some bullshit and I really am mad about it and I'm really upset about how this person treated me, I'm not going to sacrifice the greater good of our people to bring this to a level that's going to be damaging, especially publicly.
Right.
Especially publicly. And so, like, my new Accawmacke cousin Zena, who was on here a few weeks ago, and talking about religion, she's so funny because she reminds me of how the dialogue of the Accawmackes. And she was like, Hirsch, 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 shut that door, and shut, the accents. It's the Algonquin mixed with the English, and how we used to say, how we still say things. Hush your mouth, hush your mouth, hush it, hush it. So you hush your mouth. That we didn't talk. Okay, you don't talk mad cash about each other in the streets. You don't put your dirty laundry on the line. Hush your mouth. That's what we have forgotten that we're supposed to do. If you have a problem with somebody, take them to the side. Take them to the back house. Take them to the backyard. Take them off to the side somewhere and have that discussion. But don't sit up there and put it in the front of the house, in the front yard, in the main church, and the daggone, town hall, have a town hall meeting on somebody. That is damaging to the culture. It's damaging to the entire body of people. It's damaging to the nation. Don't do that. Hush your mouth. Hush it. Keep it closed. You want people to close their mouths when they're talking about you, but yet you think it's okay to talk about somebody else? Nah, no, 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 no. That is how we are scratching and tearing each other down and keeping ourselves nowhere. And even when I see people do that, I wonder what the fuck's wrong with you. I wonder what the fuck is wrong that we are tearing each other up like that. But to me, it comes back to this: hurting people hurt people. That basic shit.
So how do
You
we
hurt.
how do we get out of that hurt mode that we're in? Because
Well, first of all, if you that hurt, stay out the damn public. I feel if you that fucking sick and hurt that you can't control the fact that you gotta hurt other people because you hurt, you ain't well. Get your shit out the public. Get your shit off everything. Don't be posting things just because you gotta heal. You have to recognize when you have to heal yourself.
okay, so what does a person do to heal himself? So let's say I got what you're saying. Okay.
Right.
So what do I do to heal myself? What do I do? I take myself from society.
Yeah, you gotta shut down all that. I'm trying to display everything I'm doing because everything you're doing ain't healthy. Okay, because you're not well. So you need to shut yourself from all that other stuff and just take care of yourself. And really, like, you need to get a counseling. I recommend counseling. Talk to somebody, talk to God, talk to the ancestors. I don't know. Talk. Okay, you need to get all this stuff that's hurt inside you out. Whether you got to talk it out, write it down on paper, burn it up, put it in a pile, bury it in the yard. You got to get rid of all those angers and let them go for real. All those injuries and angers, and they're probably from childhood that you still holding on to. Things that ain't got nothing to do with what happened the other day, but something that triggered it, makes it all come back. You got to fix all that because we cannot have people who are not healthy hurting other people, feeling hurt, and then just this whole cycle just continues all over again. We have to be strong and ready for battle. And the battle is not against each other. It's against the principles, principalities, the elite, the daggone, the aliens, whatever you fuck you want to call it, that we're fighting against in this world. Okay? We have to be together. Who's Nellie Fuller said we should not even unless it's constructed. Yeah, I don't know who's Nellie Fuller. Who's that?
He's an
Oh,
author.
that's the one. Oh, that's right. That author of that book. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
And,
That's true.
yeah, yeah.
So that's true. We have to be constructive. That's right. And so that's right. And you can't be constructive if it's all about ego. And you can't be constructive if you're injured yourself. And you cannot know that you're injured yourself unless you take the time to fucking look in the mirror. Let me tell you something. If everything keeps happening to you, always to you, and what is the common denominator in all those situations? You. So if you don't see that you got to be part of the problem, when everything's coming to you, you're lost and you're sick. I'm sorry, but you're not well because we attract these things. When you're vibrating low, low shit happens. When you allow somebody to take you down, you get down. You allow it. Nobody can do none of the shit that happens to you without allowing it. And when you recognize it, you ain't gonna get mad. Cause even like, hey, I might be like, oh, this is fucked up. I didn't like this. What? I did this. What? I lost a lot of money. I spent this. I did that. You know what I mean? You could get mad about it, but if you dwell on that and you make yourself a victim out of that, then I am a victim, right? If I just say, well, I decided to do it, it was something I decided to do out of what was right at the time and let it go. Then you're not a damaged person from it, right? Then all of a sudden you're not the victim, you're the victor. You did the right thing. It's all in how you twist it and look at it.
So will you be having these type of conversations up at the event next month?
Well, we have Gingaskin genealogy. The Gingaskin are the Accawmacke. They're the Accawmacke Indians. Just send me a message, or send me a message in Messenger, Lyra Cypress on Facebook. The Gingaskin are the Accawmacke Indians. It's just some were on reservations, some were off reservations. Some have information within Helen Roundtree's book. If they're a Gingaskin people, then your information is all in those Helen Roundtree books, because she went through the court records and looked at the Gingaskin. And that summit is going to be on the homeland, no, on the reservation land. That was the Gingaskin Reservation. I don't know if you're actually in Virginia, Techno, Philly. I'm terrible with saying things. But anyway, yeah, please come. And I'm trying to get a whole bunch of people from Philly, including my cousins, to come down, because we got to come together. I'm trying to create love and unity. That's the other thing. So while I say this about the injuries and all this kind of stuff, and about us letting go, and like, if we say something wrong and you cut deep, well, shake that shit off. People say fucked up shit, and let's shake it off and move on. We're grown people, right? We're evolving people. Evolving people don't get dragged to the gutter by words, right?
Amen.
We don't.
You're right.
We don't. We don't. We have to be bigger and better than that. We need to do bigger and better than that, because my whole effort, my whole work as the Accawmacks is Gingaskin genealogy, and that is Accawmacke genealogy. So we have we pretty much have that kind of down packed. So when you come out, we'll work on that. I mean, everybody's needs their fine tuning of their own specific, because even my cousins, they want more details on every little person and their thing. It takes a lot of time. We're gonna have to work on all the fine tuning that people want to do on their own path. Like, my cousin, I have a cousin that's a Moses. There's so many surnames: Moses and Spades and Collins and Doggets, and just a lot of different surnames, Harmons, and presses, and all these different people and houses, and you know. And then now there are people that want to be Accawmacks who really don't have the genealogy, right? They're not specifically Accawmack. I was talking to somebody today who was like, "Yeah, I'm this, I'm a Nottoway." And the Nottoways, they're right. I mean, the Cypresses lived on both sides, so they lived in the Accawmack, the Northampton side, and on the Southampton side. So yeah, we bumped right up to the Nottoways. Like, as a matter of fact, truth be told, we probably should be on the Nottoway roll, if the fact that we actually descend from a person, Judith Cypress, who was listed in the court records as being an Indian woman. However, how this works. When you organize as a tribe, you just get with your cousins. You get with your bestest cousins, and you say, "Oh, we're Indians." And that happened in the 1940s or 50s. That's when probably the Nottoways, they might have been later than that. The Nottoways might have been in the 70s or whatever. But anyway, they organized themselves as, being the Nottoways. And, they got their little clique of cousins, and that's it. They didn't think about nobody else. And the thought of, for the last 30 years, somebody wrote a little thing on the Nottoway website, or the Nottoway page, somehow they haven't allowed any more Nottoways in the past 30 years. Well, boo. You know what I mean? People do that. They do what they do for their own, and then they forget about it. That's the problem with us today. We kind of just leave everybody behind. It ain't in our clique. So what do you do about that? You can't force them. You can't say, you sure ain't gonna get in there by talking mad, cash on their Facebook page. So what are you gonna do? You're either gonna find some place that's gonna accept you as and adopt you into the fold, or you're gonna start your own, which, like I can tell you for sure, is a tremendous amount of work. But that's what you can do to still be a Nottoway. There's sub tribes of Nottoways. There's not just one Nottoway. That's bullshit. You think that's what it is? It ain't. There's more than one Accawmacks. There's more than one Nottoways. There's more than one everything. So I mean, you don't have to be like, "Here, take me in," to be a Nottoway. Why you standing on the outside not doing shit?
And
You
those
so mad about it? Use that energy to do something.
and
That's
those
what I think.
those tribes could be set up already, for things that you need to do or you want to see done, since they've been going on for so long, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We need to just realize, we need to come together. There's more than one way to skin the cat, but you know what? Any way you want to look at it is going to involve work. You're going to have to do something. You have to do something with your mind, do something physically, do some work, do some research, do something. Technophily, if you're at Gingaskin, you're an Accawmacke, so you just need to come on and I'll give, get everything, you know, you got that, we were in. But, we just gonna get, go ahead and define your people and get that stuff together. We have ID cards that just are rolling out and everything, so we got our affidavits and all that stuff. But at the summit, I am gonna be giving out the affidavits to people. I'm gonna ask for a donation. It's gonna need to be a big one too, because there's a lot of work that's involved with that shit. But I do have a generic affidavit that people can use to claim their indigenous status, and I will have it on zip drive for people at this summit.
And you guys come on out and support her, because this is what I'm saying. See, we'll go support that Chinese food place and make sure their family lives for 10 years off of one night of
Man,
but we want
Man, y'all go out religiously. Like I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, "Can you do a mix for my summit? Like I need an R&B mix." He's a DJ, and I thought he worked at like a Chinese restaurant that where it had white folks in it. He was like, "Nah, they just be playing R&B and trap music." I said, "What?" I said, "You know what? That's a daggone shame." So we running into the Chinese restaurant, spending our money. They go to the point that they can hire a DJ to entertain our happy, stupid asses, and yet we can't get together for something that's gonna, first of all, your kids gonna be playing. We're gonna have games, we're gonna have activities, we're gonna have education, we're gonna have, on the first day we're gonna have family feud and fun and games. It's gonna be intermixed with the whole community of all races. The second day we're gonna have, look, Carrie, I found this bad chick. She is a female bow hunter. And she's young as hell. She's cute as hell. Her name is Sunflower, and she's amazing. Thank you, Terrence, for helping me find her. She is amazing. And she's so excited to come. The girl's bad. She has a degree in anthropology. She knows she's Indian. She's an expert marksman, expert archer, and she's a riflewoman. She's amazing. Okay. So
so
I am so excited. She's gonna bring all her gear. She's gonna have stuff for the kids to do the bow and arrow, the adults. It's gonna be hot.
so if you draw or if you do any kind of writing, come on out, because that's the character for whatever movie you want to do. A sister with a
Right.
bow. Oh man, that's a bad
How
story.
how bad is that?
Yeah. So these are the people that we have amongst us, y'all, and we got to
Right.
start working with each other instead of
Good idea, Carrie. See that? So I can start reaching. That's right. Reach out to the artists to come out, and there you go. That's a storybook for kids to be looking up to. Hello, hello. Very good idea. Excellent idea. That's right. I mean, let's do this. If you can draw pictures of people there, do that there. If you got artwork, if you got a book, that's right. If you got t-shirts, if you got jewelry, if you got whatever. I don't care, you got lip balm, whatever you got. Let's just bring it out. Let's make money. Okay? We have to sow. This is what we have to do. We have to sow into each other. We have to say, you know what? I'm gonna give you this money. Why don't you make that, and then you keep the money, you sell it. Hey, I'm gonna give you this money. Why don't you draw them pictures, and then whatever pictures you draw, you keep the money from the pictures. What you need to donate into each other, sow into each other,
that's right.
and then don't ask for nothing back. Don't say, well, she should have acted better. I gave her so. You don't fucking let me explain to you how you're supposed to be. You don't fucking give anything to somebody and then expect them to act right. Because I guarantee you they fucking won't. They're going to act like assholes to you. They never do. When you do nice things for people, they never treat you right. Promise you. So don't ever do nothing like, I gave her this and I did this for her. And don't expect that shit. Because if you're doing that, And you think they're gonna act nice to you and treat you good and be like, oh, Lisa, let me lay down the carpet for you. Oh, Lisa, let me make a plate for you. Oh, Lisa, you want a glass of water? They ain't gonna spit if they see you in the desert. Okay? They're not. Okay? They're not. So don't even bother doing it if you expect that people are gonna act decent, loving, caring, respectful, appreciative, anything when you do it to them. If you give it because you fucking wanted it, and do it and don't expect shit. And expect the opposite. Expect them to act like assholes because that's what we fucking do. And then, my dear, what will happen because you don't expect shit and you know they're gonna act like assholes is that when they do, and trust me, they will, you won't be upset. You'll be like, I did it because I did it.
Right.
But maybe somewhere down the road, they'll be like, yeah, so and so did a good thing for me. Maybe I'll do something for someone else. Maybe. If we are fortunate, if this shit works like I think it should. Because my whole aim is when I do something is not necessarily for it to come back to me. I don't want it to come back to me, but I want it to carry on to somebody else. I want somebody else to be able to, maybe that person to go ahead and say, you know what, this little person over there, I'm gonna help them out.
That's right.
You're not gonna see the benefit, and you shouldn't expect to see the benefit. What you should really, really want is that maybe it carries forward. If it does, that would be great.
Well, Lisa, it looked like you're evaporating into the darkness.
I am. Let me get some light on. Okay, that's a little bit.
That's cool.
Right. Yeah. So
So tell us the dates.
Yeah. This I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what Pat just said about the cousins.
Okay.
Direct proof of Indian heritage, and they told me I didn't know what I was talking about. Well, of course, I have people that are part of the Accawmacke that just sit there and they tell me about their DNA, telling them they're Nigerian, Cameroon, as they look at me with their daggone, copper colored, reddish skin and their features that don't look nothing like an African. But you know what? I'm like, my sister was like, delete them. I'm not deleting people because they're just not smart enough to figure this out yet. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give them the opportunity to be in their ignorance for a minute. Let them be ignorant. And really, the thing about it is this all, if you're not waking up when you're seeing all the shit that's happening in the world and how they're doing us, and they're telling us what they're doing to us. They're telling us they want us to die with the COVID. They want our babies to die with the COVID. They're telling us, right? When they get on the news and they say we're dying, they're telling us to die. Okay? And when they get on the news, our old people look at that news. And some of them have died because they just, just the even thought of I'm positive they're given to the idea of dying, and that you will die that way because words become things. And these are spells that are being cast. So, I mean, the fact that your cousins are still don't have proof about you don't believe your proof, that's okay. You got to keep talking to them. My cousins was like, it takes a lot to get people to.
What happened to you? Oh, look like Lisa froze up. So let me remove her and see if she comes back. Yeah, I think it's the weekend of the 9th, the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th of October. Really should check it out. Really should check it out. What you will get from there, like you're seeing people who are authentically, they really want to find out who they are. Here she is. She's back.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. I mean, what was she saying? Oh yeah. Can you attend if you're not a member?
But are from that area.
Well, how you know you're not a member if you're from the area? Are you? I'm just just interesting. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this is for all indigenous people. It's not for members of the Accawmacke. This is for all indigenous people. And it's for, I'm trying to get together people that are, maybe from different parts of the country that may not actually get along with each other. I'm trying to bring people together that may have a difference of opinion, because you may be that kind of person that kind of is kind of mixed up with the Native Americans and trying to be kumbaya with everybody. That's fine. Everybody's going to roll in their own way. Some people have made different types of moves starting from way back when, you know, and so it puts them in a different realm of working. It puts them in a different political space. It puts them in a different kind of like, just kind of way of organizing. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't have to agree on our politics or how you want to be as an Indian in the world, how do you want to be perceived as an Indian world, what kind of rights you want to have, what kind of freedom you want to have. That's okay. As long as we understand that we are all indigenous people, we just need to keep our respect there. We don't have to agree with each other line for line. We don't have to, you know? We just have to respect each other's and our differences. You know what I'm saying? That's all we need to do. Because when we bash each other in the head and disconnect from each other because we have a small difference of opinion, we can't be united. But if we can all come together under the general umbrella of being indigenous Indians and show a united front, that's when we can get stuff done in the world.
I mean, I think
that's
that's
what they don't think we can do.
Yeah, I think that's important, because if you see what's going on in the news, like you were saying, when they're telling us to die, that right there alone should tell us that we should be in another place.
Right.
We should be working together instead of just being mad because I got a different head wrapped in you, you know?
Right, right. We have to, if they're trying to separate us and minimize us and not even pay attention to us, because right now we're not really worthy of anybody's attention, okay? Because we don't have any unity going on. We're just a few scattered people on YouTube and on the internet and social media. We don't have any kind of, organization whatsoever for them to feel anything about. But when you see us come together in person, that is actually that's a stand. That's taking a stand. Just you showing up is taking a stand. And it's very powerful. You see, people act like, oh, I'll make it like, you act like you're attending a damn concert. This is really more meaningful than fucking anything you kind of comprehend. There is nothing you can do online. Oh, we're having our Zoom and we're selling t-shirts. Fuck you. Fuck you selling your t-shirts in a Zoom. You're an idiot saying that. I'm sorry, but you are. Because we stand together. That's a stand. That is a political stand. Don't you think that people are watching our moves? Don't you think that when we come together as a people, that is being noted? But no, you want to freaking act like, oh, well, we're making progress because we're selling a t-shirt. You're selling a t-shirt to the same motherfucking people. That's ridiculous. Stop it. Let's do something that really is going to impact you. That way, when you send your affidavit in, they're going to be like, remember they had that summit in Virginia? There were quite a few people. Some people showed up together. The niggas actually got together. They actually got something together. They actually got something significant together. You know what that is called, y'all? That's called us being a power. That is us being collectively showing that we have power and unity. And y'all act like it's just like, oh well, I guess I'll go next year. I gotta go, and I got a ticket to pay. I don't know what y'all talk. I don't know what you're talking about, because they just gonna lock us down in the next few months, because they're gonna give out that next flu shot, and they're gonna have half of y'all dead and sick, and they're gonna have us locked down for another few months. So what the fuck are you not trying to get out the house for? I have no idea. I have no idea, because it is very important that we actually, that's right, Celestine. Mwah! That's right, that we empower ourselves. We have to empower they ain't gonna say they're not gonna give us no power. They're not gonna give us, I don't know what y'all think,
But
but they're not gonna give us any
we get
power.
the vote.
What? Getting the vote. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Our energy, that voting is our energy. They want our energy, our emotions and our energy. It's not so much the vote, because your vote don't count no how, but it's your emotion and your energy that you put out about, I love Biden. I can't wait for Trump. All this fucking stupid ass emotion. What is wrong with you? You act like he gave birth to you or something. What is wrong with you being that emotional about a man who don't care nothing about you? That is powerful, that they can elicit that out of you. That is the power. They can elicit your emotions, and you are letting it happen. Every time you let it happen. Get mad at me. Why is she talking about Trump? I'm not speaking to her. Don't talk no more politics. Emotional, passionate. They want that. And you give it to them like a sucker, like a big old sucker, because it's the power of your emotion that you don't understand. It's the power of us as a magical people that you don't understand. But when you come together in Virginia and you feel, because really only the positive people are going to show up, because negative people I don't fuck with. I don't fuck with you. Okay? Accawmacke, we ain't doing that. Sorry. So if you playing little fuck games, you playing little petty shit, and you got little fuck nonsense you want to do, don't even bother showing, because you ain't gonna feel comfortable anyway. Trust and believe you will not feel comfortable, because we don't play that. We are very welcoming, we are very loving, and this spirit is like you are freaking you're levitating. That's what you're gonna feel. Like you're levitating. That's how high it's gonna be. So when you come and you feel that spirit, you will understand the magic of the people that we are, because you will feel like you are floating. And that's what they try to get out of you with your emotions.
Jazzy Love wants to know, where is it going to be at? Where is it going to be in Virginia?
It is in Eastville, Virginia, at the Indian Town Park. And it's on Eventbrite. I posted it almost in every daggone indigenous group on Facebook. I have listed in the Eventbrite. If you go to it, it's got the hotels that are available in the area. It tells you that if you can, bring a daggone blanket or a chair, because I don't know how many people are going to show up, and there's no way for me to anticipate the number of chairs that we are actually going to need. And in addition, we are going to have I tell you, I have hotels listed. I have the ones that are in the area. I'll also have information, if you keep looking on the side. I'll have information about restaurants you can go to near. There aren't that many, but I'll have a couple of restaurants listed. But we will have a outstanding food truck there at the event. So you'll be able to enjoy the In-N-Out box there. She was great last year, and she's gonna be even more on fire this year. So it's gonna be great. And also we have like, if you're having problems getting here, reach out. I have a number there listed on the Eventbrite. If you go to it, you can call me. And if you're having problems getting around, or you have questions about trying to make it, if we can do anything to kind of help facilitate it, we'll do it. We'll try to do what we can. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to make it happen. We want people to really receive this who are able to receive it. We want people to be able to share it, to be able to bring their kids. Like I said, especially the 2030s. You know, we want the teens and the 2030s to get a new lease on life, to have a different way of looking at things, to have options that we didn't have. You know, so that's really what this is about. And get your ego. If you come and just, I don't want no egos blocking, big old head egos, you know, bogging everything down, blocking out the light and the sun. Like, leave your ego somewhere, wherever you stay, because that's not what this is about. This is about us being humble, good. Let's be happy. Everybody is important. Everybody's loved. We love everybody. That's what it's about. We love everybody. Everybody's loving. Everybody's beautiful. Everybody has a gift to give, a talent to share. You know, everybody's here for a reason, and we appreciate everybody for who they are. Okay,
No,
and we give to each other, and we don't be cheap with each other, and we spend our damn money on each other. That's what we do.
what are those dates again?
Okay, so it is October 10th, which is Unity in the Community. That's going to be a day when actually the entire community, including the colonials, are going to come out, because we're trying to create goodwill in the land while we also organize and take our stand. So we have Unity in the Community. So we're going to have some people with Confederate flags. Do not get crazy because some daggone white person comes with a Confederate flag. I don't care. I find it quite amusing because they don't even know what the Confederate flag is. They're stupid. So it's fun. Let's have fun. And so they're going to come being their crazy selves. And people are going to be playing Family Feud. We're going to do karaoke. We're going to play giant dominoes. We got daggone cornhole. We got sacks for the kids to do sack races, sacks for the adults to do sack races. We're going to be having a good old time that first day, music playing. That's the first day. The second day is the summit, the real summit. So we're going to have panel discussions, and I have already listed the discussion topics of the panel. We're also going to try to come to some kind of conclusions amongst the leaders, the people that are, the discussion panel. People are going to have a little meeting afterwards. We can kind of come to some agreements and try to see if we can organize some things moving forward. But we're going to have a bow hunter, a saxophonist, and the drummer that Carrie didn't appreciate, but my sisters did. And the Accawmacke like the drummer. And and the drummer is, I think he's a Nottoway. So anyway, so we're going to have that group there, and it's going to be a really good time. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a great time.
So
Oh, also I have artifacts, billboards, information. People are going to be vending. There'll be things for sale. It's going to be great.
the dates are
The dates are the 10th. That's the first day, Unity Community. Second day is the summit. That is the 11th, which is a Sunday, and that's from 2 to 6 on Saturday. Oh, this is how it's gonna flow. Let me give you some more. Before we shut this down, let me give you all the flow. So we're gonna come in. And on Saturday, we're going to start at 2 o'clock. We got to set everything up. It'll be 2 to 6 p.m. Then at 6 p.m., if anybody wants to, they'll come back to where I'm going to be staying on the beach, or we'll go to the public beach. Either one. I'll try to fill out where I want to be. And we'll do sunset. We'll drum the sunset. We'll drum the sun to set on the beach, on the bay side. Okay, it's going to be cool. And then hopefully we'll have one of our attenders do a fire ceremony on the beach. And then we'll have other little fun and stuff or whatever for who wants to have it. And we'll go to bed. And then the next day we'll come back and we'll have the summit. So we'll get that all set up for the summit. The summit doesn't start until 2 p.m. because we have to do a different setup and other things to set up for the summit on Sunday. And we'll have that at 2 p.m. In the meantime, people can go sleep in late, go get something to eat, and then come to the summit. It's at 2 o'clock on Sunday. If they want to go and, sightsee or whatever, look at the water, go to the bay, they're welcome to do that. Kayak, I don't know, ride on a daggone, what do they have? Golf courts in Cape Charles. They can reserve one of those. But anyway, we're going to be at the summit setting up in 2 o'clock. From 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock, that's when we'll have the summit where we'll have the panel discussions. We will have, the bow hunter on that day. We will have the drumming and also the saxophonist and all that on that day. And then and all the information, people will be selling books and talking to you, and the speakers will be available. So if you want to like break off after Carrie's on a panel and talk to Carrie and talk to Anu or talk to Gabriel Rich, you can. If you want to go talk to Tasha, you can go talk to her after she's off the panel. Things like that. Okay. So that's the way the summit day is going to be. That is the 11th, October 11th. Then we'll also, that day also, if you wanted to get up early, you have the option of getting up early and watching sunrise on the seaside. You can go to seaside and watch the sunrise that Sunday morning. I just kind of backtrack. But then the next morning, we have also an opportunity. That night, we'll probably do a sunset on the beach as well. And then on Monday, that is the genealogy day. So we're going to work on genealogy. We're going to kind of teach and kind of give you information about how to do your genealogy, insight on your genealogy, little tips and things on, getting when you get into a hard spot with your genealogy, what to do, that kind of thing. And then after we do that, we're going to go do a tour of a plantation. We're going to actually look for a grave site that's over there in that plantation of the indigenous people that used to be there. We're also going to go to some of the other grave sites that have very old tombstones and things at the local churches and go visit them, and look at some indigenous housing and the homeland, and kind of get an idea for how we used to live, and so you can get an idea of the archaeology and how things looked and how they changed, really not changed much, but how they used to be and how they really haven't changed that much. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Let me say something about that, what you just said, about going to those places where those old homes are and how the land is shaped from the indigenous people who walked in that land and shaped that land for millennial. It will change you.
Right. It will change you. It will, because they're there. And let me tell you, the ancestors there are lit, because I've been talking to them. They're very stimulated. They're very awake. And so you're going to feel some things, and you're going to see some things, and we're going to do some things that, we can't really talk about. But let me tell you, it's going to be fire. Okay. Just be ready. Keep an open mind. It's going to be great.
Ohio players fire.
Yeah.
Lisa, thank you for joining us. And
all right.
We're gonna have you back before the summit breaks down, and we're gonna be doing a live broadcast from the summit too.
Yay!
So, I see it's getting dark. Get you some rest, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks. Bye, guys.
All right, audience, we'll check you guys out later. All right, peace.